Hello everyone, welcome back to Crafts by the Bow and welcome to my Simple Sunday project. Now, if you saw me on Wednesday, you'll know that I was using all my little pieces of the wrapped in plaid leftovers that I had. And so today I thought I would start to make some of my gift tags. And I was using my Let It Snow leftovers, just little pieces that I had, to make a gift tag. And so this is the kind of style I'm going to make. This still all these little bits of fluffy yarn off this curly ribbon is just falling all over, so excuse me if I've got little pieces of red ribbon everywhere. But this is the style I'm going to make, because when you look at it carefully, you'll see it's just tiny little bits and pieces that you have left over. There's no big piece of card to cut into, so it's really an economical way to make little gift tags. And I decided that, you remember those trees that I had cut out, and I said I won't use those ones, I'm going to use this paper, the blue ones, for the card. Well, today I'm going to use these, and I've kind of laid out a few bits that I think I'm going to use. I haven't cut them all to size yet, but what I've done is I've sort of copied this style, and I've used shaded spruce as sort of the backing for my gift tag. And then I've got a little piece of Whisper White that's going to go on the front, and I need to cut another one of those to go on the back, because when I make gift tags I don't like to write on coloured card, so I know already that I need another piece of that. And I'm going to use that banner piece that last time I showed you how to make a banner if you didn't have the punch. And so I'm just going to use that piece. And I'm just going to sort of roughly measure what size this was. So it's just 2 and maybe 6 or 7/8. I'm going to just even it up. Chop just that little piece off and throw it away. Let's put that back. Let's see, that's perfect for the back for me, so I'm going to glue that one on first. And I'm using wet glue today because the little pieces that I've got, some of them are so tiny that when you put them down you have to manipulate them a little bit with your finger. You can't get them just in the right place straight away. So I'm just going to add these pieces with wet glue, and then if I need to cut or I need to trim, I can sort of do that with my scissors later. There we go. And then I'm going to put the little piece on the front as well. Now, I only add this on the front because I want a little base from for all the DSP to sit on. And I find that if I put DSP straight on top of the card, it doesn't pop as much. If you can try and imagine without this little layer of white, the DSP goes beautifully with the card, don't get me wrong, but I like that little pop of white just to make the whole gift tag stand out. So that's why I'm putting these pieces on. And then I've got a starburst piece in Cherry Cobbler, and you can see at the edge it was a piece that I cut, but actually I didn't have quite enough card to make the whole thing. And because I want to put this on and sort of have it so that the whole circle isn't on, sort of have it like this and trim that off, that piece doesn't matter. But what I need first is just a little piece of DSP at this side, and you can see here I use just this red and white striped one. Oh, let's just take that little edge off there. It's not quite straight there. There we go. You can see I just used this one here. This is a bit shorter than that, so I might have to just cut it the other way, because I don't want quite so much white at the bottom. So I'm just going to trim this one so that it fits. Measure that white piece again on here, so that's 2 3/4. So if I make it about 2 1/4, just over, and then I'm only, you can see it's only a narrow piece there. I'm only going to have it sort of 1 1/4 or something like that. But if you've got pieces that are already cut and you know, 1 1/2 or whatever, that works as well. Don't cut sort of special new pieces. So this is going to go on here. And see, I like that smaller border, top and bottom, much better. I do love all of this DSP, and I don't want to waste any for this, and so that's why I'm making so many leftover projects. There we go. Okay, now let's find that badly cut out piece that I had. And once you've got all your little scraps ready for these, they come together really quickly. And if that was a piece that didn't have any cut off the side, you could put that right in the middle and it would look really good. And as I said, it is only because I have this scrap piece that I knew was cut badly, and I want to use that. And then that's the starburst punch, and I think this is the 1 3/4 inch circle. And I always have lots of these circles cut. I think I showed you my little white scraps pack last time, and these are some others that I got out. I think that's maybe from a kit or a paper pumpkin one, and this was a 2-inch circle. I've got little circles, a bit bigger circles. I always have lots of those, and if I have just a little piece of scrap and I don't quite know what to do with it, then I'll cut circles, or I'll put it through one of the, maybe the stitched dies on a rectangle. I don't keep teeny weeny pieces, but if it's big enough for a sentiment or something, then I will keep it. Okay, now I'm just trimming it off. Using the back as a guide, I'm just trimming that so that it's just the same width here, and there's nothing overhanging. Okay, now, so next I've got these little gold trees, and I might put the little gold one on, or I might put 2 on. Let's just see. I do like it with 2 on, but let me see what I'm going to use here, where I've got these tiny little banners. Let me see. I'd taken out these 2 pieces. That's on the back of that. Oh, that's too patterned. Taken out these, and I might have them so that they overhang at this edge this time. And I won't make them go all the way to the edge. I'll make them stop under the tree. Let's just see. And then let's see what it looks like with both on. There's nothing to stop you putting 2 on. I actually quite like that with both on. I'm going to banner these edges. And remember, I told you last time as well, if you don't have the banner punch, and I don't have mine near me, you just make a little cut in the middle and then do the edges, the corner to the middle, and that gives you the banner. And because I want the same sort of shape banner and the same angle, I'm going to put it near this red piece. I'm going to pop it in the middle. Let's straighten it up. Just going to pop it in the middle like that, and I'm going to cut exactly where I cut that, and then I'm going to go from the corner, so it's the same kind of angle and the same depth. Okay, now let's see. So if I have this, we can have these sticking off, that's not a problem. I might have them just like that, and then my trees on top. Okay, let's try these first. I'm going to cut them so that they're sort of at the middle of the circle. And let's see. I have that one there, and cut it just to the same kind of length. That makes it easier for me just when I'm trying to attach them. put that one down a little bit. And you can see on the snowman one that I made, I only had tiny little pieces of paper. So they do actually go to the edge of the gift card here, but they don't overlap over that starburst punch. And you just make them however long you want them. And if you don't want any, no, that's fine as well. That'll still look great. I'm just going to put that in a little bit so it's not sticking out quite as far. And I'm going to trim that edge off a little bit more so you can't see it from under the tree. Just take that off. There we go. And the tree will cover up where that little bit was glued on. Okay, so now let's see. I think I'm going to put the one and then the second one. So it's only overlapping a little tiny bit, just like this. I'm going to glue this one down and I'm going to put this one on dimensionals. And that way it'll just give me that extra little bit of height and more of a 3D effect. I'm still going to try and keep this tree in the circle. I don't want it to stick out over the circle. And then here's my other tree, and I've got some little bits of dimensionals left on here. I'm just going to use those. And I'm only going to put dimensionals at that side. The whole thing will stand off, but if I put it at that side, oh, just like that, look. You see how that, you just get the little reflection of the pattern underneath as well. I think if I just put a little piece all the way down, whoops, running away there. Okay, so I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to put a tiny little bit more in that corner. And then you could put dimensionals at the other side as well, just to hold it on more securely. But I don't think I'm going to need it. And if I do, I can always just slide a little dimensional underneath. That's easy to rectify. That's just a little bit too long there, look. I can just see that little edge. There we go. I got this little piece of paper stuck on my finger. It won't go away. There we go. There we are. And actually, I could put a little dimensional under there, look, because otherwise it might just catch. It might fall off there. So I'm just going to take the backing off. And then I just undo this a little bit. Just stick it in. There. Yeah, now it's not catching, it's not flapping over. Now on this one you can see that I put the little snowflakes on. I could put little pearls on. If you have the holiday rhinestones, you could put those on. But one thing I'm going to put on this one, because I haven't used any yet, is the little jingle bells that we have. So let me move my little scraps out of the way because we don't need those anymore. And on this one, I used the polka dot tool, and I like that. I thought it looked a bit like snowflakes falling, but I'm going to use it on here as well, I think. Let's just see. I think that's quite nice on there, and it brightens it up. But I do have the shaded spruce ribbon with the gold. Oh, I think I like that better actually. And then what I'll do is I'll put the little bells on. I'll put them on just with a little bit of like baker's twine or something. So I'm just going to thread that through there. I've cut it quite long because I don't really know how long I want it to be yet. I always cut a little bit long and then I can trim it rather than struggle and cut it short and find that I can't do anything with it. Let me see. I actually got my linen thread here. I might use that. Or I've got white twine. Let's see. I'm going to use the white twine. I'm going to cut quite a long length. And I'm only going to put sort of one little bell on because that's still quite noisy. So So I'm going to thread that through. And the bells come with the wrapped in plaid suite, so you know that they're going to match. Oh, let's see what the gold one looks like. I'm going to put the gold one on. Okay. And I'm just going to tie a knot to keep that on. And you could put as many as you like on. And the more the merrier. But, just right now, I'm just going to wrap this around here and tie a little knot. Let's pop those away before I knock them off the desk and have them all over the floor. I wanted that to sort of loop down a little bit and my bow to be at the top, so I'm just going to loosen it a tiny bit, and then I'm going to tie another little knot over the top, so it'll end up being a reef knot. It'll lay nice and flat, and then I'm going to tie a bow, and usually I find it best if I tie bows upside down. Some days they work better when I tie them upside down. I get the edges a little bit neater. But you watch, today won't be that day. But bows are one of those things that when you're off camera, you could tie 100 and 99 would be perfect. When you're on camera, you could tie 100 and 1 will be perfect. But it's only a bow. There. Okay, let's cut that end off as well. And then I'm going to trim this so that both sides are the same kind of length. Okay, and that's it. That's all I'm doing. But you see how quick they come together and how little you need to make them. You really do only need odds and ends and bits and pieces. And if you've got all of those at your table so you can see them, it's so much easier to craft. There we go. So I hope you liked the Sunday project. It is a quick and simple little project, and one that you could make. You could make lots of. You could make all your birthday tags, all your tags for during the year, because these little pieces, they don't have to be Christmas. You can use these same elements, just don't put trees on. Put a nice flower on or something, and it will still match with all the colours, and it will look really pretty. Thank you very much indeed for watching me, everybody, and I'll see you all again on Wednesday. And because it's the first of the month, the first Wednesday of the month, I beg your pardon, it means that it will be our global blog hop or our global video hop. And so you will see lots of other videos, people making things, and our theme is the new year this time. So I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Bye, everybody.